Okay.
How's my fig tree?
The fig tree's coming in with lots of figs.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
Amy, are you ready to go?
We're live.
Okay, come over to the hot side of the room and introduce myself.
I'm Lynn. Are you
Lynn.
good?
Wendy is one of my cards.
Terrific.
I'm Jess Rosenberg.
Tom Separate.
Tom, pleased to meet
I
you.
give you a card, but I don't have it.
That's okay. I gotta hand these out so I can buy some new ones. I have Jess Rosenberg.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
Hi, Bonnie.
I did already.
All right, everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Let me try that again.
Good morning.
Good morning, how's everyone
Good
doing?
morning, good morning.
So welcome to the Sunrise Business Mastermind here at Cathedral City. My name is Andrew McCauley, and together with Jeff Harrison up the back, there's Jeff, wait Jeff, and Amy Anderson, we are proud to present today's Sunrise Business Mastermind here. Today we're talking about content marketing. How many people know what content marketing is? How many people don't know what it is? They want to know more? Awesome. So just a quick little spiel about SCORE. This is presented by SCORE. How many people have heard of SCORE before? Cool. So SCORE, just to let you know, is a non-profit organization across America. It's funded by the SBA, and they have 13,500 volunteers. They're all ex-business owners, mentors that help small businesses and business owners either get through the startup phase or just continue on helping you run your business. The great thing about SCORE is that it's free to go and get a mentor session with SCORE. They don't have anything else to sell you. They're not going to try and sell you up to a program that's going to cost thousands of dollars. It's free the whole time. As I said, it's funded by the SBA. There is a SCORE office here in Cook Street in Palm Desert, and there's 350 chapters around the US. So if you've never been to a SCORE mentoring session, we do have a few SCORE mentors here. Ron Johnson's over the back. Stephen Buff's there, and anyone else from SCORE? No. So those two guys there, you can chat to them after the event and book yourself a session in at an appropriate time. They're open 5 days a week, 9 till 12 every day. So highly recommend it. We're going to give you a handout with some details about SCORE as well. But really recommend you getting on and finding out what they can offer you too. As well as education, they do a lot of the mentoring sessions as well. So, as I said, we're going to be talking about content marketing today. And I'm going to, let me just, before we get started, I want to go around the room just to find out a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what do you want to get out of today? What would you like to learn from today's session? So, let's start down the front here. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Erin Willis. I own the Indie Carpet, and I'm not exactly sure, but marketing is something I'm always interested in learning about.
Great.
We currently do marketing. I want to maybe see if I'm doing it correctly.
Cool. What sort of marketing are you doing?
We're actually doing TV and radio,
Okay.
and
Cool.
we do some online.
How effective is the TV and radio?
They seem to be excellent for
Yeah.
our niche
Good.
of what we do.
Awesome.
So
That's a great point. As long as you know it's working for you, if you know it's working, then keep doing it. If you're not sure it's working, that's when you start saying, well, what am I doing? What am I spending my time and money with? So,
right.
good.
As far as like internet or anything like that type of marketing, we don't know
Yep.
that yet. So
Okay.
that's part of this.
Absolutely, yeah. Good. Thank you. Welcome. Good morning.
My name is Kiman Kandaman, and actually, me and my wife just acquired the Desert Barber Shop,
Okay.
which we're gonna change it to Desert and Beauty.
Great.
And my background is mostly a clinical scientist.
Mhm.
My wife used to work at the this what is the name is that like a franchise type.
Oh, like a franchise barbershop, beauty salon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then yeah, so she's gonna try to apply it to make that barbershop become barber and beauty.
Good. Awesome.
So
Have you bought that shop yet?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
We just acquired 3 months ago.
Wow.
So for me, first time learning about the business.
Okay. Good.
Marketing.
co-owner with my wife Bonnie, Cello's Bistro, which is a restaurant here in Cathedral City.
Mhm.
We have a gourmet market at Rancho Mirage, Cello's Pantry.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm trying to get out of it is the social media aspect of it,
Okay, great.
helping promote it.
Sure.
Like Karen, we do social media, we do billboard advertising, radio, and TV. We've done it pretty much, done all the spectrums of the media marketing.
Good. Awesome. Well, thank you. Welcome. Before we go on, Jeff, I'm going to do this little thing and I didn't do it.
Oh.
And it's all gone blank. It's all good? Okay. I just, there you go. Done. Good morning, Holly.
Good morning. I'm Lynn Mulatto. I'm the CEO of Cathedral City Chamber of Commerce. First of all, I'd like to thank you for being here and offering these
Thanks for
classes
having
because
us.
It's something that all of our businesses could use and keep up to date with. What I hope to get out of this class is to be able to brag about what all you have to offer and increase the class size as we go through the series and
Right.
carry it on
Awesome.
as just one of the membership benefits for our chamber members.
Good. Thank you for having us.
You bet.
Tony Barkley, and as Tom said, we are co-owner of both the cellos here in the valley. And although I looked up contact marketing when I got the email, there was really no clear definition of what we're here for. So as Tom said, we've done everything from print, and we can see immediate results in social media. So we're really hoping that we learn some new social media skills.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
My name's Joanne Collins. I own a company called Buono Organizers, and I organize homes and business offices. We'll do your closet, we'll do your garage, and business offices. For contact marketing for my website,
Mm-hmm. Cool. Very good.
which Andrew is doing for me. I'll put a plug in there for you.
Thank you, Joanne.
I'm Stephen Aboif. I'm a mentor here at the SCORE chapter on Cook Street. I would only add to what Andrew has mentioned is that we provide counseling or mentoring for the life of your business for as long as you'd like at no cost. And the reason for it is to give a bunch of A-type personalities something to do. And Coachella Valley is very unique in that it's a retirement community for people all over the country and sometimes the world. And so we have some real stars within our chapter who have accomplished a great deal. So I'll leave it at that, but we'd love to have you come out if you feel you could use a separate and distinct set of eyes looking at your current situation.
Cool. Thank you. Amy.
Oh, I'm not listening. I'm Amy Anderson. I'm listening to the show. It's a little behind.
Someone else's show.
Yes.
She's more interested in someone else's show than
You
our
have
stuff.
to be Anyways, we're business partners with Jeff. We own a company called Swing Point Media, and it's creating media marketing for your small business.
Cool. Thank you. We'll hear from Jeff in a few moments. Jeff will jump up. Ron?
I'm Ron Johnson. I'm the SCORE, and I'm basically responsible for special events and workshops. And I want to just basically, what Stephen talked about SCORE, I want to add one thing is that besides having mentoring in our office in Palm Springs, Palm Desert and Cook, we also have an office in Palm Springs. We have one in Desert Hot Springs too. So if somebody's closer to that, we can work it out in that area. And look at our website. You can figure out what our skills of our mentors are that can help you in the area. And also you can call us, or after the event today, Steve and I will be around for a while to talk to you personally too.
Thank you, Ron. Good morning.
Good morning, I'm Jess Rosenberg. I'm a partner at Desert City's Indoor Air. Firm, old consulting firm. We don't do any physical remediation work, but we're there to identify whether or not our customers have a problem with mold or other indoor air issues. What's unique about our business is that it's really both a B2B business and a B2C business But unlike a lot of folks that have retail stores, our B2C business it would never require billboards, advertising, radio, television, because most of our customers are only going to need us once, and usually when they didn't want to need us. So it's something that happens and then you don't know where to go. So it's very important for us to do a lot of networking with other trusted advisors, to homeowners, school districts, government agencies, hospitals, etc. And at the same time, our content marketing on our website needs to be very, very specific and let people know what we do, because if not, people think we do things we don't. They think we are air conditioning people, or they think that we're remediation people. Very, very important that we are very specific as to what we do to help our clients.
Awesome. Great. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Robert Puentes. I have the Gorilla Cookie, the high protein cookie, and after making cookies for 2 years and getting orders from all over, I've decided I'm gonna switch to like a cookie mix and let people make their own cookies, which I don't have to worry about the shelf life or a whole bunch of other things. So
Cool.
I'm doing that. I'm also working for Clark's Nutrition, which I love working over there. So that's what's going
Awesome.
on.
Good to see you back. Thank you. All right, so we've got a bit of a mixed industry type here today, and we're going to sort of cover a lot of different industries so that hopefully you'll get something out of each of these. I'm going to show you some real life examples. For me, my business is Autopilot Your Business. We do a lot of online marketing, a lot of website and automation for businesses. But content marketing is one of my favorite, because in the last 6 months, we've been able to increase our traffic to our website by 400%. Just by using content marketing. And the effects have been a long flow on. It wasn't a quick, sharp spike of 400%. It's been a consistent 400% over time. And so today we want to share with you some of the things that we've been doing and showing what you can do with your particular content for yourselves so that you can start to increase that traffic. How many people want to see more traffic to their website? Yeah, just a few people. Joanne, did you put your hand up?
Yes.
All right, so before we get into what content is, let's just look at why do you need content marketing? So small businesses should be even more focused on content marketing than larger brands. So the reason this is the case is because it's a lot easier and cheaper for you to do content marketing than it is to run paid ads. Content marketing can be something you can do extremely cheaply, i.e. free, if you're able to know your business and create some content. We'll show you how to create content in a few moments. But it's a lot easier for small businesses to start content marketing than it is for you to try and catch up to what big brands are doing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Small businesses need to drive brand awareness and leads with limited resources, as I just said. And content marketing can generate awareness, engagement, and leads to your business. As I said, we're now collecting about 30 to 40 different leads every day just from our increase in content marketing. So if you're getting an extra 20 or 30, just if you're getting an extra 20 people coming into your funnel every day, would that be a big difference to your business?
Yeah, it'd be overwhelming.
Yeah. So you can cut that back if you like, but wouldn't it be better to have the ability to cut it back rather than have not enough, right?
Absolutely. Never had enough.
Good content marketing builds trust. And if someone trusts you, they're more likely to buy your products and services and more likely to tell their friends and their family about you. As part of the result of what's happening with us, we're getting invites to do webinars and guest speaking spots at live events, on podcasts and stuff like that. So people start to see us as the authority, and they're actually reaching out to us and saying, hey, can you get onto our program? So now I think I've done 3 podcasts last week for different companies, different people. So my message and my brand is getting out there through their network as well. And that's all because of what they've read on our site. As an authority gives you credibility, influence means people trust what you say and they want to follow your lead. And I'm not sure if you can see this too well off the back, but most commercially important digital marketing trend for 2015 was content marketing up at the very top. 29.6% of marketers said that that's what was most important. And then the next one was half that, which was big data. So you can see content marketing was a big part of what people were predicting for 2015, and it's certainly going that way. And the 8 key goals for content marketing, just the first 2, customer relationship and loyalty, and engagement is the other one. Engagement is pretty big, in whether it's social media circles, whether it's on your blog post or your website. It's extremely important to have people engaged in what you're doing. So what is content marketing? Here's what I want to do. I want you to just get with a partner right now. You two can pair up and find yourselves a partner. I want you to take 2 minutes and just write down a little sentence or 2 of what you think content marketing is, and then we'll get into what it really is. So just partner up with somebody, someone you may have not met before. You know what? Let me see if I've got some paper for you. Hang on, here we go. Whatever I'll do. There's a handout here on the back. Blank. You can use this one.
Yes.
Come on.
So what is content marketing?
What is content marketing? YouTube. Brainstorm. You done?
We're guessing.
Come on.
Here's the thing. It's okay. Outside, inside, always.
Good morning, viewers.
All right. Let's find out. Let's find out what we can come up with. You guys can start over this side here this time. What's content marketing?
Sure, I said marketing is here to educate people about your company, your product, and who you are.
Educating people about your product, your company, and who you are. Good. Did you add to anything?
And I added developing thought leadership position that you're an expert, and then developing your brand through that.
Cool. Awesome. Great answers. Joanne. Okay. What about your partner? Who's your partner?
It's the new word for copy.
New word for copy.
What your copy is on your print media or your website, hopefully giving you the words that you need to bring you up to the levels that you're going to get picked up by social media.
Almost. That's good. That's good.
I think it's more like you're educating your customer. You're not, they don't feel like you're just selling to them. You're not just saying, buy this. You're educating them and they're forming their own conclusion.
Right.
Also, this is why I would probably need your service, and they keep coming for you for that information. You're training, they're learning.
Good answer. Great. Heard education a couple of times. Awesome. What do you guys come up with?
Well, I specific verbiage that not only describes, but it describes your product and your business, but shows that you're an authority and a leader in your business. That immediately captures the consumer's eye. You know, where you build that trust immediately.
Good.
They want to do business with you.
Awesome. Tom, did you want to add anything?
No.
No? Okay. Who you guys?
I like, since I'm in the barber business, so we want to make our places extraordinary, not just ordinary barber, you know. Like,
Yep.
We have a hot towel at the end, and then, you know,
Great. So what would content be for your barbershop, do you think? What sort of things could you do for content?
Yeah, that's the way.
We'll cover that in a minute. I'll just chuck it out there for you to start thinking about. Did you want to add anything?
Well, mine's like Lynn's, specific details about what you do as opposed to what another business like yours does.
Yep.
Or specific products per se. I mean,
Okay.
that's what I'm envisioning.
Awesome. Well, let's have a look at a couple of solutions here. So educate, we heard the word educate before. Content marketing is a way for a business to educate your customers and potential customers about your products and services. So it's not just your products, but what else can you do? What other services do you offer? How do you educate those people via content marketing? The goal is to offer tips, help, and education about anything that can be helpful to a customer. So that's the goal of content marketing. And this kind of information can be shared in the form of a blog, a white paper, a webinar, video, or social posts. So social media posts can be content marketing as well. Realistically, the opportunities are endless. So, how many people know who this is? How many people want to admit to knowing who this person is? Who is it? Luke and Laura. Okay, so Luke and Laura were in a show called what? General Hospital, which is a soap opera. They call it a soap opera. Does anybody know where soap operas came from? What the originality of soap opera came from?
They used to sell soap.
They used to sell soap, right? That's exactly right. So this is content marketing in its finest, all the way back. Procter & Gamble, all those things in the 30s were saying, let's find out who our target market is. Now, who was the target market back in the 30s and 40s? For soap. Housewives, okay? So housewives back then didn't apparently work too much, but stayed home. Not saying that staying home is not working.
Careful.
I'm getting myself in trouble here, digging myself out of a hole.
Very careful.
They were staying at home, and they were looking after the house, right? But they were listening to radio shows, and the soap company said, "How do we get in front of these people? Let's create a story or a little show around something that interests them while we insert our products, so that they're listening and getting entertained and educated about something else." Stuff. So they were doing it very cleverly way back in the 1930s. So I'm going to give you a quick little example of what one of these, this is a TV show from, I think, early 50s this might be. So you may, it's going to be a 10-second show. So this is what one of them looked like.
Brighter day. Brought to you by Cheer, Bill's Blue Cheer, the only stuff with the blue magic lightner. You will.
Anybody remember that? Therese laughing. Do you remember this story? Anyway, I'm not going to go through the rest of it. But you can see the idea. They were really big on creating content for their target market. So it's a bit like a Trojan horse. They would pretend to give them something of value, and then they would slip their information about their product or service inside that information. Can you see how that was working? So they've been doing that for a long time. Let's have a look at some other ways that this has been happening. Guinness. How many people like to drink Guinness? So Guinness went around to all the hotels in, especially in the UK, and they would go to the bartenders and say, well, we want to be able to advertise our product. We want to be able to advertise our beer. So let's come up with how can people drink Guinness while we're pretending to give it as the overall umbrella of content. So they'll come up and say Guinness Guide to Oysters. So they talk about how oysters are cooked, or what you need to do to cook oysters, or how to cut English cheese, or how to eat English cheese. And of course, in every single one of them down the bottom, there was this goes well with Guinness, right? So the barkeepers, the innkeepers were saying, hey, this is pretty good information. I'm happy to stick this on my wall because my customers are getting value from that. At the same time, Guinness are marketing their product. You see that? Makes sense? So pretty clever way to do it, right? How many people want to admit to ever seeing this show? Knowing what this show is? Right, The Biggest Loser, okay? Now, The Biggest Loser is it's a reality TV program, supposed reality TV program. But at the end of the day, the real marketing was, this is for Genio Turkeys and Planet Fitness. These guys paid a lot of money to be part of the sponsorship of this particular program. Now, when people were in the show, they'd always have to say something like, I'm not going to eat a sandwich or a turkey sandwich. I'm going to eat a Genio turkey sandwich. Or I'm going to be on my Planet Fitness is helping me do this, this, and this. So these guys were creating content that was appearing to be fun and educational, fun at least, so people would watch it, but they would watch their program be sponsored by certain companies. All right. What about American Idol? Who would be the company that you think would make the most out of this show? So originally American Idol came out, and when the winner was announced way back when it started, you could only buy that winner's song, right? You could only buy that person who won their song from iTunes. And what they started realizing was that these other 10 finalists also had some great music. They wanted to be able to sell that music. So they teamed up with iTunes, and they said, well, why don't we get them to buy all of the songs? Why can't we buy all the songs if they like them? So now all of the finalists have all of their songs. In fact, I think they almost do nearly every song that comes on the show. And you can buy that song. I mean, they're already recording it. They're already singing in front of the judges. All they have to do is record it and upload it to iTunes and stick a price on it. And they're making money. So this company, or this show, as much as it's put under the umbrella of education, umbrella of entertainment, they're actually making a lot of money because iTunes is the one that teamed up with them. Does that make sense? Does anybody know who this person is? Anyone seen? The guy's name is Felix Baumgartner. Do you know what he did? What he's famous for? 2012, he jumped out of space. First guy to jump out of space with a parachute, and hope like heck that it opened on the way down. But he was the first guy to jump out of space. Now, this wasn't something he thought, I'm just going to do this and see what happens. This is the YouTube channel. You can see there's nearly 40 million views on this channel. Now, when he did this live, they streamed it live. Everyone could watch it. There was 12 million people watching this on YouTube live. Now, this was a stunt by a company that never mentioned who they were at all. But does anyone know what company it was?
Red Bull.
Red Bull. I like he reads in it, but I think that's the rocket itself. But Red Bull, right? So this is Red Bull. Red Bull now, they're a content marketing machine, and they do not run ads anymore. They don't do the traditional newspaper or TV. They don't do all of that sort of stuff, radio. They do stunts like this that are designed to educate people. So they'll do things like ride a BMX bike off a cliff, and everyone watches it because it's crazy. They'll have those wings, those jet where people fly. What else do they do, Jeff?
Geez, they'll develop a ski slope in downtown burned out Detroit,
right?
Building and all kinds of things.
Yeah, so everything they do is aimed to be shareable content, stuff that's getting their message out, that puts their brand at the forefront of these sort of the target market that wants to see this sort of stuff. So that's Red Bull. What about this? Does anyone remember seeing the Logies this year when the actors were walking around with little fake statuettes? Did anyone watch the Logies? Does anyone watch the Logies anymore? Does anyone just read about it the next day because it's quicker? So this is a fake statuette made of. Anyone know what that's made of?
Yeah, Lego.
Lego, right? So this was made of Lego, and The reason this was made of Lego was because there was a nomination. Something, I think a movie that wasn't nominated was the Lego Movie, right? The Lego Movie. Everyone's heard of the Lego Movie. So Lego Movie was supposed to win the best animated movie, and everyone thought it was going to be a shoo-in, but it didn't even get nominated. So there was a bit of a uproar, and so somebody made fake Lego statues, and they handed them out to all these celebrities. So Oprah was there, and all these other celebrities on the red carpet getting their photos taken with this Lego statuette. But the Lego Movie in itself is one of the best content marketing pieces ever, because here is a brand that is talking about their product, and they've made it a movie that gets nominated for an Academy Award. So how would you like to have your brand nominated as Academy Award? People pay to go and see your ad. This is an ad, they're not shamelessly plugging Lego. They're not doing it, they are. It's called Lego, and everything about it is Lego. And this particular movie was based on a piece of product, right? So this is what's happening out there. Is some of these bigger companies are making all sorts of avenues in the way that they're presenting their product. In this form, it's a movie. So one of the best content remarketing pieces ever. People paying to go and see your advertising. Coca-Cola. This Coca-Cola website. Up until about 3 years ago, this was the website that just sold Coca-Cola. How many Coca-Cola products are there realistically that you can recall off the top of your head? Can you recall more than 4 Coca-Cola products? Can you recall 4 though? Can you recall 4 off the top of your head? What are they?
Just Coke products. You got Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Coke Classic.
So it's all soda. Anything else?
This goes on and on.
Right, but after that, on and on, we start to forget what they are. Right? They do have 100 products. I'm not saying they don't. But what they're doing now is this particular website is in the top 1% of the world's most trafficked websites. And it's because of content. They're creating different content pieces on their website to get traffic. In fact, the Coca-Cola brand can be viewed as a huge media empire itself. They're now looking. One of their CEOs said, "Can we use our assets as content, and can we create content out of our assets?" So they're basically using what they've got to create traffic back to their website. So they're offering all sorts of different tips and advice about things that people who like Coke would like to see. Any questions about that? No? Craft, what sort of content do you think they're creating on this website? Recipes, right? Recipes are a massive thing for a lot of internet marketers. This particular website is even more traffic than Coca-Cola. More traffic go to this website because Craft have a whole range of different products, and they're selling, they're driving traffic by putting out all sorts of recipes with all of their products. So that when people type in mac and cheese, they're going to end up at this website. Okay, so they're driving traffic. Now, once they're there, there's all sorts of things that they can do, whether they buy products or whether they sign up for other things. But this is what's driving traffic to the Craft website. Anybody heard of Facebook? So Facebook have been around for just over 10 years now, nearly 10 years. Last week, they came into the content marketing game big time, just last week. So they have a thing called instant articles, which is now giving publishers the ability, like CNN and Wall Street Journal, New York Times, the ability to publish content directly onto Facebook newsfeed. Now, what's different than what they're currently doing? Well, this is a different format. They're actually giving you high resolution images that you can put ads inside your articles and that sort of stuff. And Facebook understand that content is the biggest thing that's going to be driving their business now. And they've just launched this last week. So we've never used this slide before, so you guys are first to see this ever. But Facebook are getting into it. And finally, Fit Studio. Anybody heard of Fit Studio? Fit Studio, no one's ever heard of this. It's crazy. These gym and workout gear in the US. Anybody know what that company is? Who do you think sells the most?
Dick's Sporting Goods?
Dick's? No, not Dick's. Anyone else? Champion? Nope. Who do you think, Robert? Who sells the most sporting goods in the US?
Nike.
Nike! No.
Well, then you tell us.
I will tell you. So here's the deal with this sporting shop. Before I tell you who it is, think about this. So this company said, you know, we're selling a lot of sporting goods, but here's what happens: people come to our shop, they buy, let's say, running shoes, and then they go home and they don't wear the running shoes that often because they lose motivation. The big thing happens with fitness, right? Whether it's gym equipment or whatever, they lose interest in fitness. So let's create a site that has content for them. Let's give them the ability to go back and keep getting held accountable for their fitness. We keep giving them programs. We'll give them all sorts of information to keep that motivation up. Because what happens when they keep doing that sport? Make sure that we get in front of those people by giving them great content so they keep coming back. And as a result, they've now become the number one seller of sports equipment in the USA, and this is the company. Sears. Shocking, right? But here's the bill. This is what they've made. They've made it to number one because of this reason. They've given people reason to come back and buy more equipment from content marketing. Does that make sense? Cool. Awesome. All right. So how can I apply this to my business? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass this over to Jeff Harrison. He's going to go run through a checklist with you of what you need to do for great content. Let's go for Jeff.
Okay, so while I remember, if everyone could just take one of these and just pass them around, that'd be great. They usually get scolded for this because it's the part I forget to do. I get so excited about standing in front of people and sharing some ideas. Before we get started, as we're passing this around, let me ask you a question. Why is content in the last 3 to 5 years? What's your thought about this? What do you think, Robert? Why is content so important now? And 5 years ago, it really wasn't.
People are like, they want to get answers right now.
Okay, so they want to answer right now. Jess, what do you think?
I think they're bombarded with 1 million data points every second.
So that's why content is so important, because they're getting bombarded?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
Because everybody carries a phone with them.
Everybody carries a phone with them. Bonnie?
I have no idea.
If you did have an idea, though, what would it be?
Because we're just so information driven these days.
Yeah. What do you think, John? Why is content so important?
I think it's a way to stand out. You just have to stand out. There's so much noise out there that it's just, yeah, like she said, we're information driven, and basically it's your knowledge, your twist that'll make you stand out.
Yeah.
Comparison, because like to compare, okay, 99 cents regular store or 99 cents cheaper.
Okay.
Go to 99 cents.
Okay. Think about this. It wasn't long ago that Google first started searching. This is off topic, but it got me to thinking. I was sitting back there with Andrew, watching Andrew. I'm like, gosh, we need to know why content is so important, right? It's almost like, why would I go to you for your business? There has to be a reason. And the reason is, and it's one word, search. Search. Think about it. You said mobile. We now have surpassed more mobile search than using mobile devices than off of laptops or desktops. First time ever. So we have to make sure that when people are searching for an answer, we can find you in your business.
We use that, and we don't put our address or phone number down, we say search D&D Carpet.
Perfect. So as an example, you have to, if you're not using content and we can't find you, because Google, here's an interesting statistic, and I might be just a little off, maybe 1 billion or 2, but when they first started, Google averaged for an entire year, I think it was 1.6 billion searches. Now they do almost 7 billion a day. 7 billion searches a day, and that was in 2013. That was the last time. I'm sure it's over 7 billion now. So really, at the end of the day, it's important to have content about your business and about how you solve the problem a business owner has by making sure you're developing and sharing content. That's what motivated us to do what we do. I mean, we're content marketers when it comes to video. So does that make more sense? And like, hey, why am I here? Why should I even put content out there? Right? Okay. So let's talk about content mediums. In other words, how can you get content out there? You say you use TV and newspaper, yes?
Correct.
Okay, and radio?
No newspaper, TV and radio. right?
TV and radio, okay,
We have our video linked to our website so they can see our commercial there.
cool, okay, all right. Where do you put content, or do you put content out right now?
Website.
On your website, okay, all right.
We do, we've done it all. TV, radio, we got a billboard now. Print, newspaper, Facebook.
Interest.
Okay.
Interest.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to kind of wrap your head around this and say, you know what? Almost all traditional advertising, I'm not talking about, I'm not trying to bash anybody. This is just statistically realistic facts. If you're saying, well, think of offline and online. Offline, TV, radio, newspaper, and if you're getting production out of that, fantastic. What if you said, don't change that, but add to, and it makes it even better? So I want you to think about when you're doing content, passing out a flyer, even doing what we're doing right now until we said, hey, we're going to put online. By the way, I want to welcome all those people watching us online because this is live streaming. So we enter that online world, right? And it's content for us. It's content for that. So think about the areas you could do it. Text. You could do it in video. You can do it in audio. And of course, you could do it in images. Now, this is kind of where the rubber meets the road. As an example, our brain, 97% of our brain functions on images. We can look at something and make our own decision. But some of our clients are not best at that. If you're working with, let's say, an engineer, they probably want to see things in writing. They want to see diagrams. They probably a combination of things. So I want to ask you a question. Bonnie, in your business, what medium does your ideal client respond to most? And if you don't know, that's okay. That's why we're here.
Posting a picture on either doing an e-blast to our clients. We have about 2,500 emails, or posting a picture on Facebook.
Cool. What kind of picture would you post, by the way?
What our dinner special is today.
Excellent. Okay, so something that incites some emotional activity, yes? Because here's the other thing. We tend to, and I was really bad at this at first, I wanted to say, let me appeal to your logic. I mean, it's logical to eat healthy, right? That's just an example. But hey, you know what? It's tough to resist a pizza that's just teeming with cheese and the smell and this, everybody getting that, right? It's hard to resist that. That's that irrational part that's emotional. So that image, you pick images that might do that, whatever your business is. Does that make sense? Okay. In your business, what kind of, is it text, video, audio, or images?
Images.
Images. Where do you put those images?
Instagram or my blog.
Okay. And what is your business again?
Stationery.
Stationery. Cool. Isn't that wild? She's in stationery. When you say the word stationery, you think of images or writing?
Right.
But her best, right? Do you know for a fact that that produces your best result? Images. How cool is that? Doesn't that seem counterproductive or counterintuitive? But we have to know our client. Anybody use audio?
Or radio.
Radio?
Yeah.
How about this? In 2015 cars, they're putting out this thing, and it's a little connection. We just bought a new car, and you can connect your iPad or your iPhone, or if you're using a pod, you can put that in there, and you can listen to things called podcasting. Anybody listen to podcasts? Gang, if you're not using that, I would encourage you to use that. It is right now one of the hottest mediums out there because it's on demand. I can listen to your program on my schedule, right? And I love these things. When I'm in the car driving over here today, guess what I was listening to? Podcast on my time, not somebody else's time. And it's a way for you to get your message out there, build your brand. You can do something as an example. Let's say, for instance, your business again is what?
Restaurant.
Restaurants. Guess what? What if you interviewed? All you do is interview people. You don't have to create the content. You just have to invite the guest that gives great content that would make me want to listen to you. And next thing you know, you've kind of built your own. You are the brand, but you're bringing people in that you want to interview that are maybe suppliers. And why use that supplier? Maybe it's guests that have been in your restaurant and you're talking about that. And it's on a local medium, but I want to check in on that. Guess what? Google loves that because it searches. Those are searchable items. Unlike if you have a newspaper ad, it's not a searchable item unless they put it online for you. A TV ad, not a searchable item. right? If you put on there, hey, I'm looking for XYZ and it's only on TV, guess what? It won't show up on my phone. So think about that, online or offline. So we've got images. Does that make sense? You don't have to be pigeonholed into one, and it could be multiple things. So here are some types of content. When most of you were talking about content, you were talking about, hey, you want to educate people about your business, right? Tell them about who you are, what you do, why you do it. I want you to take a different approach on this. I want you to imagine you're a first responder, Robert. You're a first responder. And someone, it's a major situation, someone cut their finger, it's a paper cut, and it's bleeding. What is your solution? What would be your solution to stop the bleeding? Now remember, it's just a paper cut, so don't go to tourniquet on me right away. Just keep it simple. What do you think of tourniquet? Yeah. Get a rope and cut out the circlet.
I mean, if I didn't know how to do it, or?
No, you're that business, and you know what? You come across somebody who has a cut finger. What is your solution?
Well, you walk up, you try to you stop the bleeding with a cloth,
What are you selling? What are you? Who said Band-Aid? Band-Aid. Now, how many brands of Band-Aids are there out there? Right? There's a lot. But what if you thought this differently? Common mistakes that people make in your business that you become the solution for. You are that metaphorical Band-Aid, if you will. As an example, I heard one the other day. You said your wife is in the hair business, right? Is that right? Okay. And if somebody in here has one of those $6 haircut locations, please don't take this wrong. But they saw their business going down because all these hair salons were opening up with $6 haircuts. So they went out and said, well, wait a second. Why don't we give them the solution to the $6 haircuts? And their business went right back up because people tried it. They said, wow, I don't look so bad, but I look better when I don't have a $6 haircut. They were the Band-Aid haircut, right? A bad experience in a restaurant. You could be that example of, hey, this is how we overcome that. And maybe it's interaction with your clients, whatever it might be. Does that make sense? So one of the things, and it's the most important, this is what most people are looking for. What are the most common mistakes we make? As an example, 3 mistakes dieters make when going on a diet. If anybody wants to know that, I'll share it with them. Okay?
Starve.
What's that?
Starve.
They starve, yeah. The lists. We just made one for a gentleman who sells things online to help high blood pressure. And it's the 5 most important things that affect our health. Anybody not interested in wanting to know, hey, the 5 most important things that affect your health?
Go ahead.
I can't tell you. It's a guarded secret. No, and one of it is high blood pressure, right? And then those things that relate to high blood pressure. So again, you can make a list. The top 7 things to avoid when eating vegan. Beef. No, it's okay. All right. Like an example, how would you give just a case study? Yours is, I think it's so easy, is drop down, fall down, easy. Set him up right. What would you use as a case study in your business?
Case study in our business is someone that thought they had a significant mold problem and it was a real easy solution.
Yeah. See that?
All the time.
That's real superficial. What about as an example is this? You know what? We were starting to notice that our 6-year-old in their bedroom, they were kind of having some hay fever symptoms, or they were having some illnesses, but it ended when they went to school. Whenever they came home, they seemed to be like allergic to something in the room. We didn't know what it was. A pillow, was a cat, we got rid of the dog. And then somebody said, hey, you know what? These are common things found when you have mold in your house. And it's so uncommon. How many of you think mold exists in the desert on a common basis? I mean, it's a dry desert, right? Right? So then they called in our company and we did this special detection process and found out that there was mold under the bed where our 6-year-old at some time had spilled a half a gallon of Kool-Aid. Didn't stain the carpet, it was clear. And it turned into mold because behind the bed. Save the day, nothing's wrong with our child. Now, that's a story. We like stories, don't we? Even though that was kind of a made up on the fly story. That would be a great case study, would it not?
Yeah, in a real life situation.
Of course. Again, I'm making this stuff up. Okay. But that's how you can make a case study. So case study, how one workplace dropped 200 pounds collectively in a month. They fired the heavy guy. No. Okay, just kidding, just kidding. Case study. The next one is how to. How to. How to do what? How to. As an example, in your business is to do what?
Market my businesses here in the city.
Perfect. How to what? What could you talk about how to that would interest? Tell me your name.
Good to better.
Good to better, but how would you do that?
Well, first, I would go back and actually look at all those items that you just listed up there. What are you doing? And then identifying what the mistakes might be, and then we do a to-do list. Find out who your target market is.
Okay.
Who are they trying to reach?
Keep the mindset of we're creating content. How to. How to. I want you to think for a second, what do you think is the most watched video on a how-to subject? In fact, I think it's the top 10, isn't it?
Is it home
Top 10 on YouTube.
Is it home repair?
How to home repair? Let's get real specific.
I changed the light bulb.
Actually, there were 10 and they were all, there was practically a tie. What do you think?
How to apply makeup.
That's very, very good, but it's not right. But it's very, very popular right now. What do you think, Robert?
I don't know, maybe how to fix a setting or something.
How to fix, again, very good, lots of views. How to tie a tie. How cool is that? How to tie a tie. And I think the top one has over 25 million views. 60 million. Do you think if you use that as an attraction gadget, how to, in your business, what could you think about in your business to create content? How to. How to detect that you might have poor quality air in your home, right? Wouldn't that help? People are looking for that. So how to eat healthy even when traveling for work. That could be something like that. So as an example, if you're out in the marketplace, how to get more traffic in your business, creating more revenue for your company. Because that's the number one reason people go out of business. Failure to make more sales. Tracing it back, lack of people walking in the door. Okay. Is this making sense? So this is more of the meat and potatoes here. So the other one is called dynamic content. Everybody heard of this? Dynamic content? This is like, as an example, let's say, for instance, if you have dynamic content, it looks like this. Let's say, for instance, you appeal to photographs or images. You appeal to audio. You appeal to written. But you all want to know something about content marketing, right? So as an example, if I gave you something in writing and you like pictures, I lose you. Does that make sense? So guess what? What if we could do this? What if Andrew has a post out there on social media marketing and you clicked an image and it took you to an image-based content that's different than yours because you wanted to hear audio. You wanted Andrew to tell you about that instead of just making a one-size-fits-all. Now, when I was a kid, they called that a moo-moo. A lot of my parents' friends were, not the men, well, a couple of them, were moo-moos, okay? So that's dynamic content. Does that make sense? In other words, you're giving content that appeals to your ideal client in the way they like to receive it. Does that make sense? Okay. The yes set. How many of you enjoyed the coffee this morning?
Oh.
How many of you? Oh,
No.
the majority, okay. How many of you tried the donuts? How about the air temperature in the room? Was it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Visual was okay? What am I trying to do? Trying to get yeses.
Yeah.
Trying to get yeses. So when you're setting your content up, make sure that you're appealing to our brain that says, yes, I have that, right? Yes, I want that. As an example, let's go to the restaurant. When you go to dinner, don't you want a place that has some live music? Well, yeah, I do. But you want that live music to be background? Well, yeah, I do. And you want your waiter to be attentive? Yes, I do. And the food outstanding? Yes. Well, you've already got me in a yes set mindset. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Sometimes you have to walk, right? Okay. Then explain the problem. But here's the problem. Most restaurants that have live entertainment is so overbearing, you can no longer have a conversation with the people that you have dinner with. Doesn't that drive you crazy? Yes. And you have to pay for it. Okay. Well, here's what we've done differently. And then give them the how and the why. Does that make sense? So this walks them through the process. You can do this on any business. You should do it on every business. Now that your cookie thing, how about this? When I first started baking cookies, my shelf life was so short, I wasted a lot of product, even though I couldn't get to enough people in time to sell them all, and they were fantastic. Now I realize through trial and error that, people want to make their own cookies. They want to be involved in this whole process. So what I did is now I said, hey, here's the recipe, and I sell the recipe and the ingredients, and I can just package it to you. Great. Shelf life is extended. I have a lot more customers because now you don't have to go door to door. You can ship it worldwide. Yes. If you need to see me later to show you how to do that. Okay. And then tease a solution. So if you would like reservation tonight or tomorrow night, just click the button below. See, I can't do that on a newspaper.
You can't do that to a department store. That's what I'm listening to all this, and it makes perfect sense. And we go in competition against big box stores, and that's our media. That's how we appeal to the masses, and they like that. They like that they can walk in and get questions answered, not feel like they're pressured. But I'm watching the first part of this where we were looking at the soap operas and how you generate. I mean, that's large companies with big pockets. We're not talking about small businesses like I am.
Watch this.
Okay.
This is a little off track, and I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. Usually I go first so I can be corralled in and stay on time. But because you asked that question, I'm going to share with you something right now. We have a client that's not a big budget, but he has something that, most people, he's a bankruptcy attorney. Not something you want to talk openly about if you think about going to have bankruptcy, right? But in the times we've experienced in the last 7 to 10 years, and for some businesses still, they might have to deal with that. They don't want to do it in an open environment. So what we're talking about doing is saying, hey, let's create this soap opera form. In other words, we'll create an evergreen program. It's online. I can watch it on demand. I can attract the ideal clientele that might be interested in that product, and I can watch it on my time. In other words, it's my own soap opera, except it's online. It costs a fraction of the price. It's working 24/7 whenever I need to, because here's the thing. People that are having challenges with finances tend to stay up late, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because they can't sleep. A Band-Aid to that solution. So if they have that program that's 24/7, there you go, because at 24/7, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm probably not going to get in your store. So what kind of solution could you add, or your soap opera, if you will, that is your brand that's solving that problem that I can watch on my time and do it for probably less than $1,000 once?
I'm asking you.
Cool. We can show you how to do that. Okay. So here's an example of that dynamic. Notice this on the right. Google wants you to send traffic to you. When they click that, it'll send you the type of content that you are most appealing to or appealed to, whether it's visual, sound, whatever it is, whatever Andrew has worked in there.
Just on that, Jeff.
Yeah.
Just to explain that one thing. That particular little thing on the right only appears according to what they're reading at the time. So that article that they're reading, why you must have a mobile-friendly site, because they're reading that article and it's about mobile, that particular blue box on the right appears. So if they're reading another article on our site that was about social media, they would see a different box on the right-hand side. So it depends on what they're reading, it's dynamic content. According to what they're reading, we're going to show them other solutions or other options to look at, because we already know that they like that particular piece of content.
Yeah. Today is not so, yes, ma'am.
Is that set up, is that autoresponder set up with Google or you on the website? When that, if you're.
That's a plugin. That's a plugin that we use that we set up to say if our blog posts are tagged with mobile design, then display that piece on the right. So we tag our blog post, and whenever we tag our blog post, that's where that will appear. So it's nothing to
So it's set up as a tag by autopilot, not.
It's in the you can do that on your own website if you've got a WordPress website too. You can set that up as part of your own. We can talk about that. Yeah.
Think about that word plug-in. I'm a kid from West Texas, so I like to keep things simple. Plug-in is like, hey, I went to the ice cream store. A plug-in is I want sauce on my ice cream. WordPress is the vanilla ice cream, if you will.
My confusion is that the right side changes. It can change constantly.
Right.
Bad.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah. This is my website. This is not Google. This is my website.
Right. Right. And you set it up that you change that right
Yes.
side
Correct.
picture
Uh-huh.
depending on what article I'm reading on the
Yes.
left.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Just making sense.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here's your 13-point checklist. I'm going to go through this really quickly. I'm going to give you every third one.
It's on your paper.
It's on your paper. So content. Is my title effective? Because if it's not, that's the first thing we judge with, Jess, is your title effective? Just like naming a restaurant. Okay. Does my content have a main takeaway? What is my main call to action? In other words, what's the call to action? It could be just simply, for more information, click here. It doesn't have to be, hey, I want your name, email address, and where you spend most of your Saturdays. Is my content useful? In other words, does it solve my problem? Because if it's just about me, you're going to turn me off. But if it helps you, I'll listen. Is my content error-free? This is becoming more and more a big deal, and I'm more of a conversational type of writer, so I have to have somebody who will check my grammar and spelling and stuff. And otherwise, I have one big 700-word document that's a run-on sentence. I'm trying to remember what this is about. I'm drawing a blank. Just kidding. Okay, formatting. Okay, so formatting. Is my content visually interesting? There's just a wall that's just full of text. Break it up a little bit. You know, like put 4 or 5 lines on there, put something bold or put a picture in there, keep my eyes going. So I don't think, oh, Jesus is over. Anybody ever open an email and it's like on, and you think, I'll get back to it later, and you never do? Or is it just me that have 4,000 of those in my, just because I deleted 6,000, I have 4,000 left. Did I break up my content in this section with headlines? Did I include images? Keep going. Optimization, big word is just saying, hey, you know what? Get on the front page. Get where people are looking for you, okay? Did I optimize my images? How many people you optimize your images when you put them on your page? Who said they use images? You optimize it? How do you optimize it?
In Photoshop, I put keywords on there.
Cool.
And I name them. I give it a name to what it's related to. And then I use Blogger. On Blogger as well, there's, you can put tags on there of what it's about to describe the image.
Cool. Yeah, because if I'm an image type of person and I'm clicking something in there and you put something and tie that in, it takes me back to your article. It could take me back to your article, right? Okay. Do I include internal and external links? Internal, what do you think those are, Robert?
Yeah, maybe to a YouTube video or another article or something.
Yeah, like as an example, you said you put your commercial out there, right? Well, what if you had a blog post that took them back to the YouTube, and then on YouTube, it's almost like saying, hey, would you like, upselling? You're supersizing in the restaurant. Would you like something with that salad? Or you want a bottle of wine instead of just a glass, right? Give me the opportunity. Final steps, did I preview and check over my post? Make sure it's all there. One of the things we're doing with one company is there are so many moving parts, it takes a little more time to make sure everything works. So make sure it looks good. Did I schedule my post? A lot of people don't hit schedule. They write these things and don't schedule them. The cool thing about this is we tend, like as an example, if you're writing content, give yourself a time to say, maybe you'd like to sit down and write 8 or 10 articles or put 8 or 10 things together. And then just schedule them on your blog so they come out, once a week or something like that. And all of a sudden you got 10 weeks worth of content already set up and ready to go. Google likes consistency, fresh, unique, and relevant content. Do I have a promotional plan? Think about this. This is where the calendar comes in, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to be, again, I'm going to pick on you in the restaurant. There are probably certain times of year where, certain foods are probably more popular than other times of the year. Are you promoting that way? Are you building that clientele? Are you building up the momentum? If not, maybe you should be. Maybe there's a certain time where people replace their flooring, right? Start building up to that. All be done. We own a drone that was several thousands of dollars because of that. They sensed that Amy was interested in a drone or updating a drone. Next thing you know, every time she was out on the internet, it tracked her down. And there was an ad about that. Next thing you know, we've got a drone that's several thousands of dollars. And we have to get FAA approval. Okay. Now, here's what we do. Text the word sunrise to 96,000. If you have a mobile phone, I encourage you to do that. Here's what will happen. First of all, you won't get charged. There's nothing we're selling in there. This is how we share our content. If you like what you heard this morning, we have a product called Tool Time Tip Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, we give you a little video, but between 3 and 5 minutes, it talks about a specific thing, whether it's an autoresponder, gosh, what else, Andrew? All kinds of stuff, Facebook ads, social media. And it's a way for us to say, hey, here's a little snippet on one topic that we dive a little deeper in a little short video. Okay, so if you text that to 96,000, the word sunrise, you'll see how we walk you through that process. This can be done by anybody. Okay, so here's something I like. Anybody heard of Seth Godin? Seth Godin, I love it. Something remarkable is worth talking about, worth noticing, exceptional, new, and interesting. It's a purple cow. Boring stuff is invisible. It's a brown cow. I encourage you to think, how can I become a purple cow? Since you're wearing purple and you got the wristband, the whole thing on, you're wearing purple. How can you become a purple cow? That's what I want to leave you with. What do I have to do in my business to stand out that I'm not a brown cow? Because there's a lot of brown cows out there. The purple cow stands out. I want to thank you all for coming today. Give yourselves a hand for putting up with this.